What's happening, disc golf fans? I'm here with another disc golf adventure. Let's get into it. All right. Today we are in Georgia, in Lula, Georgia, at the North Georgia Canopy Tours, and this is an awesome course. It has two courses on the property, but we're going to check out the OG, and this one is awesome. Established in 2011, it's ranked number 64th in the world, and recently highlighted in the Gainesville Times. It's a very hilly course, so it's moderately hard, and we've got longs and shorts. And just kind of give you a look at what's happening at the course with the clubhouse. It's dog friendly, restrooms friendly, or restrooms are available with water, but not cart or stroller friendly. Par 61 is 5,082 feet, like 2.5 miles, and the longs are 6,000 feet. And here we go. Let's look at hole one, heading down the walkway to the hole. Let's see. Shorts are 184, longs are 248. It's not a long hole, as you can see here from the tee. This is the long tee, and the basket's right over there, right across the little ravine, and it's that easy. Just toss it across or something that's just to get through the gap and get to the basket. Here you go. Head right from there, right behind where I'm taking the picture from, to hole two, and here you can see that it's 306 longs, 231 for the short, and it's a little bit to the left. Throw straight, get through the gaps, and right off to a little bit to the left. You can see there's a gap there that you want to hit, and go just to the left of that. There's an angled tree that you want to get past, and there's the basket hiding right behind there. Pretty cool. All right, from there you're heading across the walkway or the roadway. There goes another look at the basket. And again, it's a par 3. As I tell you so, it'll be different. But from here, you just go into your left, across the street, up the hill to the longs, or down the roadway to the shorts. But you'll see that here in just a minute. But this is a look at from the longs. It's 223 for the long, 145 for the short, and this is a look from the short with the side, and they've kind of built up that little tee pad. Used to be just a wooden structure. This is a lot better. You feel comfortable about getting stepping out on it. Not much of a runway needed. It's just a stand and toss, and a look at the basket. And there is water behind it. Usually doesn't come into play, but you can't say never, because I've been down there. You know, you hit and roll, and away you go. All right, so right behind there on the right, you can see there's a pathway heading off to the next hole, to hole 4. And right there is the water. So, like I said, it comes into play sometimes, but shouldn't. You know, really shouldn't. And here's hole 4, looking at 296 for the longs, 242 for the shorts. Not much in the way, just a little bit on the right side. Kind of gives it a low ceiling, and then the basket's off to the left. So you've got plenty of room to work with. The water shouldn't come into play. This is a nice hole. This is a bridge work heading from 4 to 5. This is just looking back. So when you come out, you're looking at the short tee. That's up at the long tee. All right, for hole 5, this is a par 4, 604 feet for the longs, 431 for the short. And here you look in from the longs. You can see the short, the little white post down there on the fairway. And it's a field of trees, as it's called. Pretty cool. Yeah, so this is a look from the longs. And here's a look from the shorts. And those trees, you don't think, yeah, no, not a problem, but they do come into play. And water is off to the left. So if you hyzer out and go to the left, yeah, you're heading to the water. So there's the basket just across the roadway, which is kind of cool. And again, water does come into play. If you overthrow it, yeah, just plan on getting in the water. Again, it's par 4, so not too bad to par that. And this is hole 6. This is a 729 par 5, 424 on the shorts. And here's a look down the fairway. You're heading almost to the end of the trees that are on the right. Kind of those barrier trees. You want to stay as a little bit to the right as you can without going into those trees, because then you get a look at this. Uphill to the basket, which is above a little roadway that's up there. You got to go past that, but it's a hard climb up. As you can kind of see here, there's the basket, and like I said, you want to get a little bit from the fairway. You want to stay on the right side so you can get that angle up. Otherwise, you're pinched off and trying to get to this basket. Again, you're going to take a good toss to get up the hill to here. And this is just looking back down toward the fairway, so you can see what kind of a hill we're talking about. Definitely a climb. But from here, right behind you, and walk up the trail to hole 7. Hole 7 is a 266 long, 244 short, and the basket's just up there off to the right side, just past that tree in the middle. You'll see some openings on the right side, and again, not a problem, but until you get these guardian trees, there's a little path off to the right here, just before this, where these trees come into play. Often has a look from back in there, but here's another look. If you go a little bit past those trees, this is the kind of look you'll have. So it depends on how you set yourself up for the shot. Otherwise, you're looking through something like this, trying to get to the basket. Well, how you set yourself up for it. All right, from here, continue up the trail to hole 8. You've got 284 for the long, 248 for the short, and it's a cool shot over or through the ravine, over the ravine. You can see there's somebody up there. They're putting out of the basket. That's where you're heading to. Again, cool shot. Rollaway does happen. Just can't help it. You're going to hit metal or hit a tree and roll away sometimes. All right, from there you're going to come back down the hill a little bit to the trail and head to hole 9, which is 251 long, 207 short, and it's pretty much straight ahead of you, but up on a rise. So you've got to get through that. Not too much of a challenge. You can kind of see the rise there and the basket up on top of that. I often hit those trees on the right side and usually putting from somewhere in there. Yeah, this is kind of from that tree there on the right. That's about where I usually putt from. I don't know why, but everything I throw, I'm hitting in that direction. Sometimes my Wraith, most popular for me, puts me right there. All right, so all this, front 9, we're heading up toward the chicken house. So here we are at the chicken house. This is the hole 10. We're not in the chicken house yet, but we're right beside it. So this is kind of cool because you've got a couple shots leading to it. This is the long tee. Basket you can see almost straight ahead, just a little bit to the right side there. Hole 10 is a 410 long, 287 on the shorts. And this is the short sign here with the chicken house on the right side. I mean, iconic hole, you know that. All right, so basket's just down there a little bit on the left. And from here, that's right in the middle. That tree does come into play, kind of wants to make you throw it low and get it up to the basket in here, and then it's in the open. But that's just one big guardian tree there. There's some trees off to the right by the chicken house that often come into play. And if you roll long, you're in the jungle. Or if you throw long, yeah, you're deep in it. Pretty thick stuff. But that's hole 10. Awesome. So then from here, you're walking off to the right, around the chicken house to come back up to it. This is hole 11. 390 on the longs, 298 on the short, and it's a par 4. And you think generous, but man, you need it. This is a look down the fairway. You want to get kind of the halfway point, just before that wall of trees in front of you. You want to land there. It's another different shot looking at it. And again, the wall of trees in front of you is where you want to land short of to get to this point. because then you're going to make that right turn and see this. This is where you're going to go. You're going to head to that tunnel shot up there where the basket is off to the right. So you see those group of trees in the middle, but the basket's off to the right. So just know that's where you're heading. There's another look at it. So that's really the guardian trees around it, but the basket's pretty open itself once you get to that position. All right, pretty cool. You head out of this little bit of woods here, and you are ready for the chicken house. Here it is, under construction, always under construction, just always doing some update, making it better, and iconic hole. This is just awesome. This is hole 12. Long is 339, short is 289, and man, it's just a straight shot. It's a straight shot down the middle, and just to get there is, for me, for some reason, is a tough and challenging. Best shot for me is a straight shot. I've tried rolling it, and it gets caught up on the right or left side into the supports for the chicken house. If you throw high, you can see those little danglers kind of hanging down. And here's the basket, right in the middle. Pretty cool. Yeah, just a straight shot, get some ground play, hit the dirt, and you're golden. All right, moving on. Hole 13, coming out of the chicken house, like you just saw the exit behind the basket, and you're going downhill big time. This is a 429 long, 329 short, and downhill. So you can see that, well, you can see the basket there, just off the left side. And here's another look at it. That power pole is real close to the basket, so that's what you're kind of aiming at, going for that. And trying to get to, again, closer to the basket. Often end up in the trees, and it's not so bad. Sometimes, I mean, you've got some garbage to kind of try to throw out of, but, sometimes you got a shot. They clean it up pretty well. And here's a look at the basket. You could roll away, you could roll long. Sometimes the basket's a little bit more to the left side, and there's a little rise just before it, so to kind of throw you off and throw your disc down the hill a little more. All right, from there you're going to walk to the left and go through the trail to hole 14. It's not a very long walk, but it goes here to 253 in longs, 236 short, and you're from right here, looking downhill to the left, but you got to get past that big tree in the middle. It's just a little closer look at the tree down to the basket, but you want to get that tree on the right. Man, it's got some marks on it and several names. So here's a shot from the tree. I'm right beside it, looking down at the basket just a little bit off to the left. So through that fairway to the left here, another look at it. Kind of cool. All right, now we've got again another shot of the basket. Not quite in the center there, but just to the left. And a lot of trees around it that are pretty thick. And again, another look at the basket just to show you that the basket's pretty clear, but getting there is always a challenge. And then you're walking out of that little jungle area and pop back out onto the road by hole 6 actually, and then you can come to this hole 15. And water doesn't really come into play on this one, but you cross it to get to the fairway and the short tees with the long basket, or the long tees just off behind you and to the right. This is a look at the short tee. You got to cross the bridge to the short tee, and this is a par 4. It's 508 long, 373 short, and it's pretty straight. You just got to miss the trees, the overhang on the right side. You've got a couple trees in the middle, and they've got some new trees that they've planted, again, here in the middle to avoid and try to get straight to that shot that's kind of up. The basket's on the side of the hill. So once you get there, sometimes 2 shots, at least for me, to get there. So I can get there here to 1, to the side of the hill, and 2, and in for 3 for the bird. So that's just looking. So here I am on the side of the hill looking back down the fairway, and here I am looking up to the basket. So cool shot. Roll-away is definitely possible. Definitely happen. Just try to, flatten it out and get to it. All right. And it's a hoof, definitely a hike just to get from hole 15, the basket, up to hole 16. It's through the trail, through the woods. Not very long, but it's definitely got to climb. So here's what you're looking at from the tee on 16. It's only 176 long, 152 short, but it's uphill. And you can kind of see the angle there that you're throwing up the hill. And nothing around it. Pretty clear. Stay out of the trees. Throw it a little harder than you expect. And put you right here, right at the basket. Hole 17 is straight behind it. In that little opening, you're heading down that hill to get to this. Hole 17 is a par 4. Long is 473. The shorts are 289, and I like how they have it set up because when you're throwing longs, it's like this. This is your long tee shot, and just off to the left up here where these guys are walking is the shorter tee. So it's a little different angle. So you can see here you've got a little more of an open that you're looking to get to a little easier. And I mean, that's the idea, but yeah, that's your gap. You're trying to get through that. The basket's pretty far up and a little to the left, but not a whole lot. But it is a little bit to the left. But again, like I said, par 4, and get you here to the basket. And there it is. From here, hole 18 is just off to your left. Back out toward the road and heading back toward the main building and all. So here we go. Hole 18 is another par 4. It's 480 long, 471 short. And here's you're looking at from the long tee pad. There's the short tee pad just there in front of you. You're wanting to throw through that gap, and just about halfway down the other side of that hill is the basket. So here I am coming up the hill. First shot gets about here. If I don't turf it or get off the line, get off my line, there's the basket. It's a raised basket on that little pyramid, and very cool. So you're heading back to the clubhouse. Here's another look at the basket. Gotta love it. So just get to that. Sometimes the pyramid helps, stop your disc in place, and there's just another look at it. On the pyramid, that's the practice basket on the left side there. And that's it. That's your 18. Going to show you the map. Gotta love this. If you want to take a look at it, pause this and check out the map. It's very well done. What a great course. All right, that's all we have time for today. Be sure to like and subscribe. And appreciate you telling your friends about this channel. And we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.